So, the Disney Investor Day is behind us, and they did not mess around this time. I will try to cover as much as possible from that event, but I also don't want to make shallow, rehashed content. I want my videos to be unique, exploring some interesting things, so I will try to offer a fresh way to look at things, if you will. So, enough of the ramblings, let's get right into the gist of it. I was expecting the Rebels sequel announcement in form of an animated show, one new live-action show maybe, along with more details regarding previously announced shows. Instead, they announced 10 new shows that we are supposed to get in the coming years. I don't think we ever had so much Star Wars content being made at the same time. This raises the question if they will manage to keep the quality bar high while dishing out so much new content. From what I've seen in terms of what creatives are involved in these projects and so forth, I am optimistic, to be honest. At the start of the investor call, Kathleen Kennedy announced 2 brand new shows. Both are being developed by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, or at the very least they are overseeing their development, and occur at the same time as The Mandalorian. I just love this approach that they are taking. How The Mandalorian introduces new characters and then other spin-off series emerge, expanding on the narrative of the said characters. What I am most excited about is the fact that all these shows' narratives will merge into one grand finale. Yes, this is how Kathleen Kennedy described it, and I know exactly what they are doing. This is going to work so well for this IP, and the future looks really bright. Will this grand finale be in a form of a movie release or a TV special? Well, that remains to be seen. The first of these 2 new shows, called The Rangers of the New Republic, will obviously delve deeper into the newly formed New Republic, as the name suggests. I'm guessing Cara Dune might appear in it, but I'm not sure if she will be the main protagonist. This could also perhaps somehow tie in to the Rogue Squadron movie that they announced. It also depends in which timeline this movie will occur. It could happen during the Galactic Civil War or after the Battle of Andor. I'm guessing the former, but more on that movie later. Back to Rangers of the New Republic. I think Leia or Hera will appear in that show, or at the very least be mentioned. We will see some familiar faces, Mon Mothma too perhaps. We could also see Janina Gavankar in it, I'm not sure if I am pronouncing that correctly, reprising her role as Iden Versio from Battlefront. She was actually present on the set of The Mandalorian, so it might be that she was already in talks with Lucasfilm and did it as a side thing. I think it is a safe bet that the show will focus on the New Republic's early days, with the New Order being this ever-looming, mysterious threat. I think it might have similar vibe to novels such as Bloodlines or Lost Stars, which is a good thing, since both those novels were actually pretty darn good and I consider them to be one of the best in the new canon. I am stoked for this show, but not as much as for the second one that Filoni and Favreau are overseeing, the Ahsoka one. Live-action Ahsoka Tano TV show. Never thought I'd see this come to pass. I am slightly conflicted on it, because I also wanted to get an animated show with Ashley voicing Ahsoka, which I suspected would be the Rebels sequel, but it seems we are getting this Ahsoka live-action show instead. In the end, I suppose I'm fine with it because I'm mainly interested in the story anyway. And with it being live action, it will probably have a higher budget, so I guess that is a good thing. Plus, to be fair, Rosario did an amazing job as Ahsoka, and I am sure that she will nail it again. Still, I really want more of Ashley's Ahsoka as well. Hopefully, she'll appear in the Bad Batch. Though if she does, I'm guessing she'll have a rather small role in it, but I think it might somehow tie into Inquisitors, which I will delve more into in my upcoming video. Will the Ahsoka show begin right after we saw her in The Mandalorian? I think that is most likely. But I'm thinking we might see some flashbacks and get more backstory on what happened to Ahsoka in between Rebels and The Mandalorian. The World Between Worlds logo implies to me that we might learn more about her time on Malachor after Twilight of the Apprentice, which to this day remains one of the greatest mysteries surrounding this character. Now, Thrawn will play an important role in that show, that much is certain given the exposition that we were given in The Mandalorian. And I'm guessing so will Ezra. Given how they announced this one big story event that will resolve all these storylines, Thrawn might end up being the main antagonist, and perhaps Moff Gideon is indeed working with him in some manner. Next, Andor was announced, and I know that a lot of people are not that excited about it, but I think it might turn out to be one of the most dark and mature Star Wars content ever created, at least on screen. Probably won't compare to something like Knights of the Old Republic 2. Still, the Empire era is probably my favorite timeline in all of Star Wars, and I really can't wait to see what they come up with. The Rebels animated show explored some cool notions, such as extremists within the Rebel Alliance, and much more, and I think we'll see Andor taking these things and elevating them to a whole new level. Mon Mothma is confirmed to appear in Andor, and I am guessing we might see some Rebels cameos as well. Heck, even Ahsoka might have a cameo in it. Next on the list, we have the highly anticipated Kenobi that takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. This series was already announced a long time ago, but now it was officially confirmed that Hayden Christensen will play a pivotal role in it. Obviously as none other than Darth Vader. Many suspected this, including me, but it is nice to have an official confirmation. It totally makes sense that Vader is in Kenobi. I think this is my number 2 most anticipated show, right after Ahsoka. And I don't think we will see Ahsoka in that one, since her storyline with Vader/Anakin was already resolved in Rebels. But I suppose anything is possible. Hey, if it happens I won't complain. Could make sense if done right. Perhaps a flashback? I consider Kenobi to be one of the most tragic characters in Star Wars, even more so than Anakin in some ways. Kenobi truly lost everything. He lost the love of his life, his father-like figure, and finally his best friend. Yet despite it all, he sacrificed everything to protect the son of the said friend. He was a true Jedi. I merely scratched the surface with this video, and you can expect more content from me regarding all this that delves deeper into the other announced shows. Are you as stoked as I am about the future of Star Wars? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and may the Force be with you, always.